Hey guys, the CA inspired question for today is about DPSP. What were the recent news in context? As India celebrated its 75 years of independence, so here's a look at the rationale behind DPSP and how policy making in India has incorporated directive principle. Let us begin. First of all, what are DPSP? Article 37 states that it is not enforceable by any court but are fundamental in governance. This is the basic point about DPSP. It is enshrined in the Part 4 on Article 36 to 51 denotes the DPSP. So they strive to achieve various goals. Even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said DPSPs are socialistic and they are the novel feature of the constitution. Now, what are the reflections in our policies? Ideal and transformative. Social and economic goals would be incumbent upon future government. So these are the ideal and transformative goals which government have to keep in mind, and they must strive to implement them also. Our former CJI MC Chagla, he said that if all these principles are fully carried out, our country would indeed be a heaven on earth. So this denotes the significance of DPSP. If it implemented, we will feel the heaven on earth. Now Article 38. Now let us look at some of the DPSP and their reflections in policy. Article 38, it talks about the welfare of people by social order in all these spheres like social, economic and political sphere also. So based on this particular act, there is a debate in recent time. That is debate over welfare scheme and freebies. Welfare schemes are for the welfare of the people. They are good. Whereas freebies are not encourageable. Even our former CJI NV Ramana, before the Independence Day celebration, he said that there has to be a final disciple to freebies. They cannot be called as welfare scheme. So freebies are not equal to welfare scheme. You can encourage welfare scheme but not freebies. And we also have to look into the World Inequality Report. 57% of national income accumulated in the hands of top 10%. This shows the inequality prevalent in India. Then Article 44, it talks about the UCC, Uniform Civil Code, and Goa is the only state to implement it in India. Since our country is a diverse nation, it's very difficult to bring UCC into form. Then Article 45. It talks about providing free and compulsory education. Based on this, Right to Education Act was enacted in 2009 and we also incorporated it into our fundamental rights in the Article 21A of our Constitution. However, CJI, our present CJI, UU Lalit, he said last year that India had not achieved the goal of inclusive education yet. So we have to concentrate on making our education more inclusive. In the pandemic time, we have seen the real scenario and we must work on it. What are the other DPSP? They are like, there are provision about maternity, then equal pay for equal work, cooperative society, village panchayat, environmental protection, etc. So these are some of the other DPSP which government is trying to implement in some way or other. For example, village panchayat. Government enacted the 73rd Amendment Act. Cooperative society, it is also in the fundamental rights also. So these are some of the examples. Now what are the conflicts between fundamental rights and DPSP? Certain Supreme Court judgments have been passed. First one being Champakam Dorairajan vs. State of Madras 1951, in which Supreme Court said fundamental duties are superior to DPSP and fundamental rights are also amendable. And then in the Golaknath case, which is state of Punjab, 1967, Supreme Court said fundamental rights are not amendable, they are sacrosanct. And this particular judgment is contrary to its own judgment in the Shankari Prasad case. Then Keshwananda Bharati versus State of Kerala case 1973. In this is a significant landmark judgment so far, in which Supreme Court held that fundamental rights are of course amendable. Parliament can amend any part of the constitution, but it cannot alter the basic structure of the constitution. So this is where we got the basic structure doctrine. And then Minerva Mills versus Union of India 1980 reiterated that Parliament can amend any part of constitution, but not the basic structure. So Minerva Mills case, the Parliament said the same thing which it told in the Keshwananda Bharati case. Now how can we conclude? According to Granville Aston, BPSPs are aimed at furthering the goals of social revolution, or to foster the revolution by establishing the conditions necessary for its achievement. So it's just like furthering the goals of social revolution, as said by Granville Aston, and we must try to implement them as soon as possible. Thank you.